So it's our last night in Italy before we leave for Portugal. And I thought I'd give you a walkthrough of the house that we're in. This is the private driveway up to the house. And yeah, that's a sequoia. So they have their very own sequoia. I'm taking this path because A, it's late enough in the evening that the lights have come on, which really make the house look nice. And B, because we're gonna have cocktails in just a short time. But this is the approach up to the house. And this is the house, which was designed by kind of the Frank Lloyd Wright of Italy. It is, to coin a phrase, insane. I'm gonna walk up over this way to a staircase, which I believe is called a belvedere, which is a double staircase. There's our entourage setting on the landing, the lanai. These are the artificial stalactites, which apparently were a thing back in the day. The house is built, I believe, in 1924. This is another view of it. This is the staircase I was talking about, and it's a signature of the architect. It's a set of it's almost like an Escher print of extruded diamonds or squares. You can see the house all the way from down in the harbor. This is sort of midway up Lake Maggiore in a town called Laveno. This goes up the steps. And we'll go around. The house has been redone in the last 3 years into an event space. This is where they hold weddings and conferences and whatnot. So this sort of landing space here. It's also where we've parked our cars. Not actually sure where this door goes. I think it might be the smoking room. This is the vestibule that's been added on to the sort of back of the house, but it's also the front. It's a typical lake house in that respect. There's no lights in here. I'll turn some on. See if I can. There we go. Kind of nice. Glass ceiling. I'll take you to the kitchen first, which is actually downstairs. Maybe this is where, oh, this is the back staircase. Not much there, but I'm going to show you the third floor at some point, which is the servants' quarters that they've redone really neatly. This is the kitchen, which is the old kitchen, which is really something. It's got these big tinned copper sinks, brass faucets, double sink, which you don't see back in the day, and this incredible old cast iron stove with all sorts of stuff going on. It's a very strange window that opens like so into the vestibule out to the landing. Very nice bathroom in there. A second professional caterer's kitchen, which isn't much to look at, but it's very utilitarian. Gary and Elaine are busy making us gin and tonics because we are very civilized. There's a laundry space in through there, some storage over there. I'll go back up and then give you the grand entrance. In a minute I can tell you who the architect was as well. So this is the grand entryway up to the staircase. A giant chandelier.
Maybe they don't have the double doors on here anymore.
And then it's sort of a double space connected by a
Yeah, so they must have had a double door there that they took out.
space in here.
Probably because
We're looking at a book about the house here.
yeah, because this is
Here,
where.
I'm gonna
Who's
come on
touring?
this for a second. This is the name of the house, Villa Frascoli. And Piero Portaluppi was the architect.
There, and they must have taken them out.
And
Yeah.
this is a sort of a, I don't know what you call this space. It's a transition between
So that
the foyer and
yeah, that's right.
the loggia, maybe? I don't know. Oh, there's some lights on. Some pretty cool chandelier and a matching other chandelier. They kind of go together. They're modern-ish, but they're pretty impressive in the space. And then off to each wing of this are two salons. Probably one for men and one for women in the day. This would be the North Salon, I guess. And they each have sitting spaces, chandeliers, and fireplaces. And then we'll go through the whatever this is to the other salon. Way to the music room. It has its very nice fireplace, chandelier, and what I think is a really nice piano. It's a Kawai and it sounds wonderful. Through here is a view of the church down the hill, which I have not gotten into yet. But it's a Jesuit church built shortly after World War II. We get to watch the ferry boats. I don't know if you can see that one. The flagpole's kind of in the way. But every half hour they pull up and drop off cars and people and then go the other way across the lake. It's a short trip really, but it saves a lot of driving time. And so this is sort of this curved halfway space between the two salons, and then this is sort of the money view out on the landing across the lake. The ferry's down below.
And you would hate to be
Train station's down there too. I don't know if you can see it.
Enough that they scrutinize.
It's the train station.
But it would be, I think, with the dependent.
There comes the ferry.
For me to be able to call.
The sun is just setting, so it's a nice time to see it. Now we can go upstairs. The ironwork, we're told by Ken, is done by a world-class iron worker from Italy who may have been the best iron worker in the world in his time. And it is really something. I really like this newel post. I don't know how much detail you can see, but it's really something. Don't know whose socks those are, but you can tell we've settled in. The marble on the stairs is really beautiful. It matches the marble on the wall. The what looks like wallpaper is actually etched concrete. This is etched into concrete using stencils and scribes and who knows what else. I don't know if you can tell, but they're slightly painted. There's a similar treatment in the conversion space down there that is a little more colorful.
Butler is here.
Our drinks are being served now. I'll take you through the bedrooms upstairs. You get a good look at the chandelier from up here because it's basically at eye level. It's kind of unusual. It's got these giant chunks of glass, untreated, just chunks of glass hanging from it. But it's something. And then into the bedrooms. The bathroom that we're sharing with the Riches is really something. The stone surround on the bathtub, bidet, toilet, etc. But just very elegant. And then their room. The bedrooms are relatively simple. They've got some nice armoires or whatever you want to call them. Each bedroom has a balcony. Theirs is a smaller, sort of two-person one, but a fantastic view. And then across the hall, not across the hall, but diagonally is our room. Which, let me put a light on. Is a bold color scheme with the curtains matching the wallpaper. Canary or Orioles? I'm not sure what these birds are. You have them everywhere. These are sort of built-in cabinets, but they're kind of cheap. But it's a nice place to sleep, although we had a mosquito the first night. And then out onto the very large balcony. And a very expansive view of the lake, similar to down below, but even better because you're up high. It goes all the way around here. All the way around to here. So a very good view of the harbor and the town and the lake and the mountains. Very nice. I'll take you through. The bedrooms upstairs are all sort of connected by vestibules, I guess you'd call them. So over here is Ellen's room, actually Ellen's bathroom, and then I think it's Ellen's room. I think she's staying in here. Again, relatively simple, but gold, with a balcony and another view of the harbor. View of our balcony, the church. Another bathroom. Very, I don't know if you can see it with the lights off. Another elegant bathroom, not quite as big as the other one. And then we can go up to the third floor. Turn on some lights. Uh-oh. There's a shutter system. I don't know, the light switches are hard to figure out sometimes. Here's Neil's room. Say hi, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Oops, sorry.
Hey.
Sorry. This is a small powder room, shower. It's not really a powder room. The light switches are really wonky. Never really seem to go. But this goes up to the 3rd floor, which would be the servants' quarters back in the day. They've squeezed a bedroom in here. So 2 twin beds. They have these very clever European roof windows where you pull this handle and then the whole thing sort of opens up and gets you lots of fresh air. It's a small space, but it's really something. Very sort of lake house-esque. And I absolutely love the track light, inside the track light. It's rope LED lighting that they've set into a channel in the ridge beam so that it just washes the roof rafters with light and creates just a really interesting space. The firm that did it also specializes in customizing motorcycles and has done lighting, did the lighting for the Beijing Bird's Nest stadium. Trying to find the right light switch here. This spiral staircase takes us up to the roof, which has I guess probably the most expansive view. If I can get it to open. There we go. And so there's the big view of the lake. And then all the way up to the mountain, where we took sort of a ski lift trip up to the top of the mountain last night. There's a restaurant up there, and we had a very nice sort of appetizer and wine evening up there with incredible views. So we'll go back down. There's a back staircase on the other side of the house, but that one's closed off for some reason. Nobody seems to know why. This is one of the bedrooms up here. The light switch. I think Elaine might be staying in here. And even the bathrooms up here are really quite nice and elegant, squeezed into the rafters. And a couple more, another bedroom. I don't know who's in here. This is kind of the smallest or most oddly shaped one, I guess. And bathroom. Simple shower. This door's locked, but I believe it's probably a mirror of that other bedroom. But sort of the pièce de résistance up here is this bedroom. It's the largest of the rooms. It's just got a couple twin beds, but the furniture is amazing, and I think he keeps it up here to protect it. This was designed by the same Portaluppi, or I told you his name is on the book. Very sort of prairie style influenced. He's kind of the Frank Lloyd Wright of Italy, or the Rene Mackintosh of Italy. And the owner of the house was able to acquire these pieces of his somewhere. And he doesn't even know. He gave us a little tour today and talked with us, and he doesn't even know what that piece of furniture is for. We think it's just sort of a buffet, stacked buffet for dinner plates or whatever. We don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, shout them out. So that's kind of the tour of the house, but I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing it. I'm going to try to post this on YouTube in time for the family call tomorrow. We will be traveling to Portugal, so I'm not certain that we'll be able to be on the call, but I'll send the link, and that way you guys can see it. So, love you all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you when we get back in a week. Bye.